Bitcoin is currently down 3.8%. Also, the S&P is down 2.66% today. We also have a report that $188 million worth of Ethereum tied to the Plus token Ponzi scheme has moved for the first time since December. We also have reports that infection numbers for Corona are beginning to spike once again, which is leading the slide in the stock market today. In this video, we're going to be talking about all of this and more. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently down 3.84% in the past 24 hours, and we can see that also the S&P is down 2.7%. What I find very interesting is if you look at when Bitcoin began to sell off, it lines up with the futures market and the open of the stock market today. For the past 4 or 5 hours, the S&P has been sliding to the downside, and Bitcoin has also been sliding to the downside alongside the global markets. Before we get started, hit that like button, guys. Let's get as many likes as we can on this video. Also, subscribe and hit that bell icon as well. I was expecting the market to be a little bit more optimistic because we are seeing the economy reopen. People are going back to work. Stores are reopening, people are beginning to shop more. But what's unfortunate is that we are seeing a slight uptick in infection rates right now. So this is causing some fear in the markets. People aren't sure if there's a second wave coming, how bad it's going to be. So there is a lot of uncertainty right now. And what we can see on the Bitcoin chart on the weekly here is that we are still riding this resistance line. Again, we've never spent this many weeks riding this resistance, which does show confidence for Bitcoin that the market is willing to buy Bitcoin at these levels. Overall, I'm still remaining bullish on Bitcoin. If we go to the daily chart right now, what we can see is that Bitcoin is still in a higher low trajectory here. Something we discussed in my previous videos was on the weekly chart, the 10-week EMA, this purple line here, and the 21-week EMA, the blue line here. These are two key moving averages that are really good for identifying the trend of Bitcoin. When we're below it, generally bearish. When we're above it, generally bullish. Right now, we're above it, so I would say we're still generally bullish for Bitcoin. We are seeing some resistance along the multi-year downtrend. But we also have these two moving averages below us here. If we do begin to trend below the 10-week EMA, this does make me more bearish on Bitcoin. If we do start to trend below the 21-week EMA, that's my signal that Bitcoin is shifting to a potential downtrend here, and that we could be looking to test the 7K range and as low as 6,400, which is our previous low from 2019 here. That is about the lowest I think Bitcoin would go at this point in a bearish scenario. But again, as long as we're above these two moving averages, I'm going to remain bullish on Bitcoin. But these moving averages are very critical for me in my analysis, so I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on these. Right now, Bitcoin is still maintaining a higher low structure, and we are seeing lower highs here with the resistance. So we are coiling up, and there could be a potential move coming here. Something else to consider is the declining volume for Bitcoin. We have not seen resolution on this decline in volume, so it is still a bit of a question of what is going to happen here, guys. Where is Bitcoin going to be breaking as we resolve this consolidation? Right now, I'm still leaning bullish. I'm still leaning towards the bullish bias here, as long as we're above these moving averages. If we can get a break above resistance, this would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. If we start to fall below these moving averages, then I would be looking for lower prices, possibly 7,700, 6,400 as those downside targets. But again, I'm still leaning bullish for the moment, guys. Another thing to consider is the S&P 500 right now and the general stock market conditions. We've seen an incredible bounce back from our low in mid-March here. We've seen an amazing bounce back, almost back to the all-time highs. And now we're seeing some resistance here once again. So for the S&P, some of the levels that I'm keeping an eye on are the previous resistance levels from 2018 and 2019. So if we mark these up, we did use this as support recently on this bounce. So that is one positive for the S&P. If we start to trend below 2950, then I would become more bearish on the stock market, and I would think that we're most likely going to see an overall general reversal in the stock market. And this could cause some bearish moves for the stock market and Bitcoin. What I'm looking out for right now is the level coming in around 2,950. This area right here is pretty critical for me. If we start to break below these previous resistances and we can't hold them as new support, then it becomes likely that we do see a reversal in the stock market. At the moment, I don't think that the reversal is completely confirmed just yet. If we start to break into lower lows, break below 2,950, then at that point I would say it's very likely we're going to see a continued reversal. But for now, we're going to have to see how this plays out. Also, another report, there's $188 million worth of Ethereum tied to the Plus token Ponzi scheme that has moved for the first time since December. The report says that the transaction came 2 days after a significant quantity of EOS, also held in the Plus token wallet, was moved. This isn't as bad as Plus token selling Bitcoin, but this still is potentially a bearish signal for assets like Ethereum in the overall crypto market, because Ethereum is the second top cryptocurrency. Nobody knows exactly what they're going to do, how much they're going to sell, how fast they're going to sell it. It's pretty hard to tell what's going to happen. Today, there's been some reports that could be leading us to believe that there could be some downside. But from a technical perspective, this is what I'm looking for right now. These two key moving averages, the 10-week EMA and the 21-week EMA, if we're above them, I'm bullish. If we're below them, I could see some lower targets being hit, like 7,700 and potentially 6,400. And again, guys, I'm waiting for resolution on this declining volume here. Which way are we going to break, right? I'm still remaining bullish as long as we're seeing higher lows and we're above these two key moving averages, but things can change. So I'm staying cautiously optimistic. As a long-term trader, seeing more downside in the market overall would not necessarily be all that bad. It would just give me more time to accumulate. It'd be a little disappointing, but it could be a blessing in disguise for all of you guys out there that may think that you haven't built up your positions enough yet. Well, during those moments when you see a lot of downside and a lot of red days, just be prepared for that mentally. Those are the times that you want to be buying, not selling. Remember that. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a tutorial popping up on the screen right now that helps you get started on the CryptoWatch platform, which is my preferred platform for charting and trading. And I will see you guys in the next video.